fight in the cause of Allah means to persevere in establishing the deen and sharia of Allah in this world, by submitting to Him in worship and political will. Believers are commanded to establish Allah's right in this world, to have His servants worship only Him, obey without any hesitation Allah's sharia law and Muhammad's sunnah way of life. Muslims are commanded to strive in the cause of Allah with peaceful and violent means.
Peace, shopping, life.
Yes.
What have you to say to that?
I don't believe he's an Irishman. I mean, we need to do a DNA test, or we need to check his passport, or I heard his wife is not Irish. Maybe she's infected him in some way. Is she English?
You believe in struggle?
No, I believe that...
Hamza Tzortzis is an Islamist. He believes in jihad or armed struggle to establish Allah's cause in this world. Yet, in this debate, in front of a secular audience, he will just make humanitarian arguments. The irony is that he doesn't believe in human rights either.
That Gazans abandoned the struggle, which is a kind of language that someone engaged in the struggle does not want to hear. Why don't you just abandon the struggle and pursue peace and prosperity? Because you could have a nice life if you just abandoned your dreams, abandoned your struggle and pursued other dreams. So for me, that's what Gazans should have done. It's an absolute tragedy what's happened to Israel and in particular to Gaza. Hamas have destroyed everything.
Is Hamza Tzortzis willing to abandon Allah's struggle to pursue peace and a good life for Palestinians? In other words, forget about jihad and focus on the human rights of Palestinians. He so much supposedly cared for in this debate. Of course not. Hamza Tzortzis is not a libertarian, he is not a humanitarian, he is a jihadist.
And calamities and crises such as the crisis and the calamity that we're witnessing in Palestine, in Gaza, is a means for the Palestinians and for us to have that greatest success.
He regarded it as self-evidently obvious that Gazans had to pursue the struggle. Now, pursuing the struggle has led to this unbelievable disaster. And I don't think it's, this is not my dream for Gazans at all.
Okay, Hamza, just pick it up on one point. Peace, shopping, life.
Yes.
What have you to say to that?
I don't believe he's an Irishman. I mean, we need to do a DNA test, or we need to check his passport, or I heard his wife is not Irish. Maybe she's infected him in some way. Is she English?
You believe in struggle?
No, I believe that you should have morality. And what's very interesting, let me ask you a question.
7th of October.
Why are you racist?
The classic response of Islamists when they don't have an argument. Why are you racist? Simply pathetic.
Let me tell you what I'm asking that question is because
let's keep it civil.
Mark,
no. It's civil. I'm not being angry. I'm just. You are a classic atheist. Let me tell you why. Sorry, classic racist, and you're a classic atheist as well.
Freudian slip.
Freudian slip, but he's an atheist as well.
Are all atheists racist?
Of course not. So, but why are you racist? Because you're talking about October the 6th. Where is your condemnation of the equivalent 5 October the 7th that were inflicted on the Palestinians from 2008 to 2020?
This question presupposes that for the dreadful life circumstance of Palestinians is exclusively Israel to blame, when in fact, as we once again witness on October 7th, Palestinians bring the suffering and calamity on themselves, victims of the toxicity political Islam infects to societies. Palestine is not the only society political Islam ruined. In fact, it's one of many, like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Iran, almost everywhere. Political Islam infects, societies are ruined, and people suffer.
Where is your condemnation of that? You talk about October the 6th as if everything was rosy and peaceful. Israel has an apartheid system, around 65 laws, no less than 65 laws that discriminate against Arab Israelis and the Palestinians. You have illegal occupation.
Maybe stick to Gaza.
You have killing. No, let's talk about Gaza and the whole of Israel, because this is about Israel's disgraceful Zionism. You're not saying nothing about what happened before October the 7th.
What happened before October the 7th is Islamists driven by Islamic uncompromising supremacist narratives, undermining and torpedoing every effort of the global community to give Palestinians a state and a better future. You say, why don't you look what happened before 7/10? It's exactly the same. Islamists attacking Israel and making the lives of Palestinians worse and worse. Islamists then torpedoing every effort for a political solution. So, what happened before? The same old same. That's what happened before, Hamza. For the purpose of this video, I will assume that you actually believe what you say. Most probably you believe what you say. Okay. The idea of grievances being the cause of Islamic terrorism, for Islamic terrorism, and not the opposite, in other words, grievances are the result of Islamic terrorism, is the most refuted fact of the 21st century. Muslims suffer because they are terrorists. They are not terrorists because they suffer. Hamza Tzortzis, you idiot. And frankly, I'm tired with you idiots. If you cannot think, my friend, don't engage in public debates.
With regards to its reality, where is your condemnation of the equivalent of 5 October the 7th since 2008? Where is your condemnation? Why the moral asymmetry? Is it because you're racist?
There is no moral asymmetry because morality doesn't equivocate or is analogous to body counts and suffering. People you debate, Hamza Tzortzis, over and over again, give you the following example to show that. British on World War II, they killed more Nazis than Nazis killed British. That doesn't mean the Nazis were the good guys, Hamza.
You know, these neoliberals and these secularists that promote humanity, they say, yes, we're human beings, we have rule of law, we have all of this stuff, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, all of this nonsense on stilts, because it's from a shoddy basis. They would break those principles. They make their God in the morning and they eat him in the evening.
So let me give you a ratio.
Yeah.
How many people did the Nazis kill?
I don't know.
You don't know.
We know they killed 6 million
They
people.
killed 12 million people.
I don't know. We don't know.
Including 6 million Jews.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So
12 million
how many died in Dresden? How many civilians died in Germany? Do you know?
I don't know exactly.
Right. So you don't actually know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about because
You
I know in
called
Dresden and Hamburg.
You said it's about you. Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
said it's to do with the
Ratios.
The ratio.
Yes.
Mohammed Hijab pretends to care about ratios, yet on other debates makes arguments against consequentialism.
Consequentialism is an ethical theory that judges whether or not something is right by what its consequences are.
You mentioned something quite interesting. You said, our ordinary requirements for moral philosophy. You mentioned as well, like you've got deontological ethics, you've got consequentialism or teleological ethics, and then you've got virtue ethics. Yes. My question is, why should it be that white men dictate to us what morality is? Have we had enough of this in this country? Instead, our requirements for morality, as if we've all subscribed to it. We have a completely different understanding and a completely different ontology. Why have you assumed that the white man is right? And or any of the consequentialist ethics, you said our moral philosophy, you've included me in your morality. I'm asking you to prove your morality before you say our morality. I don't subscribe to your morality. Answer me, why is the veil of ignorance of Jordan rules or the consequentialist moralities of any of the liberal thinkers absolutely true? What creedal disproving implications does that have? I'm saying, why is consequentialism true?
Morality based on casualty ratios is clear-cut consequentialism.
They would break those principles. They make their God in the morning and they eat him in the evening.
Exactly, Hamza. Now you care about ratios, I see. Like morality is consequentialism. It's not divine command theory anymore. Isn't that right? You make your God in the morning, you eat him in the evening.
I'm telling you, you test a people like this and they're not grounded in Islam, they're not connected to the Creator, they will become savages.
And yet, Hamza Tzortzis, as we see all over the world, everywhere, all the time, you, Islamists, are the savages.
And we've already seen this, right? Look what Mr. Churchill did in Dresden.
Look this idiot, okay? He doesn't see savages in Hamas. He sees the savages on Winston Churchill. I mean, you cannot make these things up, guys. They are amazing. They are amazing.
25,000 people killed, innocents. They wanted to carpet bomb the place, just trying to shake the morale of the German people, and it never worked. And you have algorithm prostitutes like Piers Morgan actually saying it was a good thing. He's an algorithm prostitute, and his boss is a algorithm pimp.
You think Winston Churchill
Was a war criminal.
in standing up to the Nazis,
By killing the
who
babies.
killed 12 million people,
I believe he was a war
that
criminal.
by doing what he did was a war criminal?
Yes.
So, Christian Europe fought a defensive war against the Nazis. It isn't obvious that that was wrong.
I don't think that was. I wouldn't say that's defensive. I wouldn't say that's defensive.
You are for in the normal world, you are for a mental institute. Okay, so you are not qualified to teach the world morality. You are a confused cultist. Okay, so that is your level, my friend. You want to educate the world.
Well, no, that's kind of ridiculous.
Or ignorant, or ignorant, or ignorant.
Okay, Hamza,
It's
let
either
Mark
you're either racist or ignorant.
Okay, let Mark
No,
answer the
Hamza,
question.
I'm a bit disappointed in you. 'Cause
That's fine.
So anyway, let's cool it down a minute. First of all, it's a bit of a step to say that if I don't take your view of the Israeli conflict from 1948 to 2023, that I'm a racist.
I didn't say that.
That is exactly what you said, though. You said unless people adopt your moral philosophy and your sense of history, they are racist.
But there's an enormous amount to read and think and consider, similar to perhaps most conflicts in the world. The current flare-up, obviously, starts on October the 7th, but it's obviously part of a 75-year conflict. Now, my point about October the 6th is, on October the 6th, especially in Gaza, there is still a chance of a better life. That chance is gone now.
So you're not going to condemn the equivalent
hold on,
October the 7th?
You say it's equivalent based on your stupid moral philosophy, where morality translates to body counts, the same philosophy that made you side with Nazis and made you call Churchill a war criminal. The same morality that makes you hear these people, truly believe that Hamas are the good guys in this case. And then we don't subscribe to your history, in quote marks, which is in fact Islamist propaganda.
On October the 6th, there is a chance of a better life. Israel still exists. The West Bank problems aren't solved. So I'm asking the Gazans to park their West Bank, the problems of their West Bank brothers, if you like, and take a look at Gaza, right? There's no occupation. The Jews have been gone.
Gaza is occupied by international law.
For 18 years.
This is wrong.
Hold on. The Jews were all kicked out in 2005. They're gone from Gaza for 18 years. Israel is maintaining some control, obviously over the borders, because October the 7th showed.
And their food.
Hold on. October the 7th showed why Israel was maintaining a hard border with Gaza.
Quiz. Could Gaza have been Qatar if they gave up Hamza Tzortzis' struggle for Islamic supremacy? Or is that just a figure of speech? The true answer is better than Qatar. Gazans are the lucky people who were under the circumstance of being the fetish of humanity to help and solve. I was reading the other time that the money thrown to Gaza are more than the Marshall Plan So, Hamza Tzortzis, let me tell that in a simple way to understand, my dear friend. The money given to Gaza was enough for every single Gazan, men, women, and children, to have every single person in his pocket 2 million. That translates to 4 Ferraris. Yet, your mental disease, Hamza, instead of letting these people thrive, they are in this state. That is all because you psychotic morons like to masturbate with your imaginary friend. That is the reality, Hamza. You say you care about humanitarian. No. The only thing you care about is promoting your Allah's cause in this world. The only thing you care about is masturbate with your imaginary friend. Okay?